I'm Lindsay Paris from Merrimack Valley Kids. Today, we're exploring a couple of hands-on ways to learn about where our food comes from. Later, we'll be making a clamming trip and making our own giant bubble wands. But first, we're visiting Haverhill's own Kimball Farm. If you were to step back in time to 1820s Haverhill, you'd find a lot has changed. But one constant would be Kimball Farm, now in its 9th generation of family farming. For nearly 200 years, the Kimball family has been cultivating this scenic expanse along the Merrimack River in Haverhill's Rocks Village. Owners Tyler and Lori Kimball raise a variety of animals, such as beef cattle, buffalo, chickens, and pigs, as well as vegetables, hay, and other crops. The farm store sells an assortment of farm-grown products. To satisfy your sweet tooth, try the honey from Kimball's own hives, or maple syrup from their own sugar house. They also operate Kimball Farm Feeds, a farm supply business. Beyond being a real, working farm, Kimball Farm offers fun family activities. The corn maze, now in its 7th year, is one of the most popular fall destinations in Haverhill, which you can follow up with a round of pumpkin picking. On weekends, they also have hay rides, pony rides, and a giant slide. Meet the llamas and goats right across from the main house, or visit the chickens and pigs next to the farm store. Kimball Farm has combined great family entertainment with its role as a working farm, making it a fabulous place to bring the kids to enjoy an authentic agricultural experience and pick up some locally grown foods. We met up with Tyler Kimball to learn more. So we've got Tyler Kimball, owner of Kimball Farm, here with us today. And Tyler, Kimball Farm is one of the biggest and best known farms in the Haverhill area. Tell us a little bit about the farm's history.
It started in 1820 as a dairy farm and was the first bottling facility in Haverhill. It was #1 on the bottling. Then it went to beef cattle and pork and raising hay and the corn maze and now mud races.
And it's been in your family all these years?
Yep, 1820. I'm the 9th generation.
Wow, that's amazing. So tell us about some of the other activities you have for children here at the farm.
Oh, we have hay rides, and we have a giant slide and the corn maze, and then we have the Halloween maze and a Halloween ride for kids and pumpkin picking.
How did the corn maze get started? That's such a cool idea. I love that.
Yeah, that was my idea 7 years ago to give it a try, and just wanted to try and do something different. And I love working with kids, and we have questions in the maze. If they answer the questions correctly, they'll go the right way in the maze, and it's a teaching tool. I love teaching kids. It's a wonderful thing.
Do you have a different theme each year?
Yes, every year is different. This year's Boston Strong.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. And I understand you have other events during the year, like mudder races and things like that.
We've hosted 2 big mud races this year and a children's mud race. And we've had a tractor pull, and we're looking forward to next year's events and having a fun time. It's a blast to bring people and let them see the farm, the parts of the farm that they'll never see otherwise.
Definitely. What does the mud race entail? Is that just for kids? Is it for adults also?
We had 2 big ones this year. One was a foam fest, and that was blown up obstacles in the fields with foam. We had a kids mud race that just was from 4 to 16-year-olds.
Okay. What time of year do those happen?
Typically in late June, July, and August. And we're going to have more next year. We have more scheduled. The races want to come back.
Now, when does the haunted corn maze, right? That's around Halloween.
Yep, it starts October 11th. And we have a haunted maze to scare the kids. Well, a haunted maze that's really too scary for the kids, and then we have a kids maze for the Halloween also. Kids ride, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Cool. No, I've heard it's pretty scary.
Yep. And we have the Halloween's hay ride for the kids.
Okay. Where do they do the races? Is it out by the corn maze?
Nope, it's down back by the river.
Okay,
It's 3/4 of a mile on the river.
Okay. So you have all these great events and activities, but of course Kimball is also a working farm.
Yep.
Can you tell us about some of the crops that you raise here?
Yeah, we do hay, we do vegetables, and we do beef and pork are the main things. We do entertainment with the horses, with the draft horses.
And you take the horses down to the Santa Parade too?
Yes, we do. And we would do some different parades with the boys as long as they'll behave.
Some of the crops you raise, can we buy them in the store?
Yep, we have them in the farm store at 780 East Broadway.
Okay.
We also do maple sugaring on the farm.
Really? So you have maple trees here on the farm?
Yep, we have maple trees, and we tap some friends' trees also, and we boil it here.
Cool. Do you have a sugar house here?
We have an old-fashioned sugar house. We're building a brand new one down the street.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And can we buy the maple syrup?
Yep, at the Corn Maze building.
You also have a CSA that you're going to have next year for local families.
Right, a CSA for vegetables and for beef and pork.
Now, how does a CSA work? How can
As a CSA, they get so many points depending on the size of their family, and every week they get a portion of those points in either meat or vegetables. We break it down 2 different ways.
Okay. So in a given year, what are some of the options that you get every week?
Every week, like sweet corn, tomatoes, peppers, onions, potatoes, and then all your different types of meat, where hamburg to pork. And it'll be 20 weeks, so usually from the 1st of July to the 1st of November. In the winter, we do sleigh rides and we do some logging, but we also do the maple sugar come February into March.
Cool. So this is a 4-season farm.
Yes, it is.
Do you have any activities in the spring?
Oh yeah, planting. Getting it all in the ground.
So I love the horses. What kind of horses are they?
They're both Belgians. They're both 12 years old. This one here is Mike, and that's Mark. Mark's actually the lead horse on the team. The lead horse is always on the left. And these guys weigh about 2,400 pounds each.
Wow.
And they love to get into mischief. We use them for hay rides, but we also, and sleigh rides, but we also use them for raking and tedding and plowing.
Okay. How can I go on a sleigh ride? Is that open to the public?
Yeah, it's open to the public in the winter, as long as we have enough snow to do the sleigh rides. We need quite a bit of snow, and it has to be packed to do the sleigh rides.
Are they on the weekends?
No, we'll do them anytime.
What other kind of animals do you have here at the farm to visit with?
Chickens, pigs, llamas, goats, sheep, and buffalo.
Cool.
And the cattle. The buffalo came from a friend of mine's farm in Maine, and we're just trying to raise the herd to, we want to have 20 breeding females at the farm.
Awesome.
On buffalo. That's our goal.
Do they live out their days here? Or
Yep.
do you use them for
Yep.
meat,
No,
or?
they live out. They live out their days here. Yep.
Yeah, I saw that's really unusual. It's a cool thing to have around here.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Tyler. Well, thanks for having us
No
come
problem.
out.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
That was awesome.
Kimball and other area farms are a great place to pick up locally grown foods. But if you're interested in an exciting shoreline adventure, there's nothing like harvesting your own seafood, which we recently set out to do on the North Shore. Clamming is a unique year-round sport for children and families. It's a hands-on way for the kids to experience the harvesting of seafood and see the lives of shoreline creatures up close. Clams can be found buried in the sand in coastal coves, sandbars, and tidal mudflats. Locally, the towns of Ipswich, Rowley, Newbury, Essex, and Gloucester all sell one-day recreational shell fishing permits, which you'll need to pick up before going out. Visit the town clerk's office to buy a recreational permit. They'll provide you with a map of open clamming areas and information on local shellfishing regulations. Before heading out for a day of shellfishing, be sure to check shellfishing maps or ask the local town clerk about prohibited areas and seasonal or conditional closures. The best time to go clamming is about an hour before low tide. Take a bucket for your catch and a digging tool. You can use a garden trowel, pitchfork, or a clam rake, which are available at coastal bait shops. Kids can even use their sand shovels. The best footwear is something that can get wet, like old sneakers, rubber boots, or water shoes. You may want to invest in a pair of clamming gloves or rubberized garden gloves. Clam edges can be sharp, especially razor clams. There is a reason they named them razor clams. We visited Plum Island Sound on a gorgeous sunny day for our clamming trip. However, it doesn't need to be a perfect day to go clamming. It can be done at any time of the year. To find the clams, look for small holes in the sand or mud. Sometimes you'll see a small spout of water shoot up when you step on it.
We're gonna try to see if there's a, oh, did you see that squirt? There's definitely a clam in there.
Often, if you find one clam, there'll be more nearby. The easiest way to find these is to dig a hole about 6 inches deep or until a little water begins to pool in the bottom of the hole.
So we found a hole, so let's see if we can find any clams inside. So here's the hole right here. We're gonna dig out right around it. Let's see what we can find. And I use my hands. Sometimes that's just easier and you don't break your clams that way. Just keep digging out around it. You'll see the sand gets kind of wet and mucky the further down you go, and that's usually where the clams are hiding. There you go, a razor clam. Nice.
Once you find one clam, take your hand and feel around in the sand laterally a few inches out, feeling for another closed clam. By doing this, I usually found 4 or more additional clams in the same spot. The garden rake worked well too.
So I like to dig out the top using my shovel. And then get down in there with your hand because it's actually easier to feel the clamshell with your fingertips. Ease it out. This is a big one. There you go. Beautiful. Big soft shell clam. Look at that. That was pretty cool. Oh, we'll put that in our bucket.
In 1 hour of clam digging, we found about 30 steamer clams and a couple of giant sea clams. One of the best things about clamming is that the clam flats are alive with all sorts of sea creatures. The kids had a great time collecting a bucket of periwinkles, picking up giant sea snails, and looking for the tiny green crabs that were everywhere on the beach. We enjoyed our clamming trip so much the kids can't wait to go back. A clamming trip is a fun and different way to enjoy the seashore and bring home a delicious, organic, hand-harvested meal.
Today we've got a fun project that kids of all ages love, giant bubbles. We're going to be making our own extra strength bubble solution and giant bubble wands, and then we'll bring it outside and try it out with my helper. So what we're going to do first is make our giant bubble wands. This is super simple. All you need is 2 18-inch dowels. I actually bought a 36-inch dowel for less than $1 at the craft store and cut it in half. They have a hook and eye in the top. I did that myself. The hooks and eyes you can get at any hardware store. They're very small and you can screw those in with your fingers or you can drill a tiny hole and put those in. Now we're going to take a 4-foot length of string. This is just plain old cotton kitchen string. Or about 4 feet, we don't need to measure. Can you cut that off for me? Right here. Then we're going to feed that right through the eyes at the top of the dowel. You get that through there. Great job. Okay, so we're going to put that through one, then we're also going to feed it through the next eye. And then we're going to bring that string in and right center it. See, so we have our dowels and the string hanging out to the side. Now we're going to bring the ends of the string down and tie it in a knot right down here at the bottom. So we're going to take the length of string and we're going to feed it right through this dowel. Okay, and then my assistant's going to do the next one. So you're going to pull it through. Now you're going to take the length and feed it through the other dowel. Great. Now we're going to center that. We're actually going to center our string between the two dowels. Take the ends and pull them down to the bottom and tie them in a knot. So you're just making a big loop of string with these 2 dowels. There we go. There. Tie that nice and tight. And that is our giant bubble wand. Now we'll demonstrate in a few minutes. But first we're going to make our bubble solution. Now, of course, you can buy bubble solution in the store, but this is a great, super strong bubble solution that you can make yourself at home. We're going to use distilled water for this. You can use tap water, but distilled water works a little bit better because it doesn't have all those minerals in it. So we're going to 4 cups of water. I'm filling that up to the 4 mark there. Okay. I'm going to add half a cup of dish detergent. Can you put that in there for me? Okay. There we go. We'll fill that up to the halfway mark. And add that to our bowl. Beautiful. It is a lot of soap. You need a lot of soap to make good bubbles. And we're going to add the secret ingredient, which is 4 tablespoons of corn syrup. You want to see, now the reason you add corn syrup is it actually thickens the wall of the bubble, so the water evaporates less quickly and you have a longer lasting bubble. Okay, and now we're going to stir that up. You want to give it a stir really gently. You don't want to make too many suds or bubbles inside because that lessens the efficacy of the bubbles later on. Okay, that's nice. See, nice and gentle. Can I give it a stir? Let me see. Beautiful. Okay, so there. So now we have our bubble solution and our bubble wand. If you let the bubble solution sit for a day covered, it actually works a little bit better. But if your kids are like my kids, they want to get out and try it out right away. So do you want to go outside and try it out? Yep. All right, let's go. So to make our giant bubbles, we're going to take our bubble wand and hold the 2 dowels parallel to each other like this, with the string hanging down all the way, just like this. Now I'm going to dip this in the bubble solution, and you want to make sure that you saturate all of the string when you're doing that. Okay, pull that out, keeping the 2 dowels together. And then to make our giant bubble, we're going to pull them apart slowly, make a triangular shape like this, and then slowly pull the air through it. And there we go, we got a great giant bubble. Let's try that again. Pull this down, dip into the bubble solution, and pull through the air. There we go, beautiful. And there you have your giant bubbles. No matter what outdoor activity you choose, it's always a great time to enjoy the best of the Merrimack Valley. I'm Lindsay Paris. Thanks for watching.